Hello everyone, welcome back to MT Tech. In today's video, I discuss about the classification management and file management. So, what is a classification management? It allows administrators to automatically classify files based on their content or properties using rules and file management tasks. File can be tagged with specific classifications, for example, confidential, personal data, or project related. This helps organizations organize data, apply policies, and meet compliance or security requirements. In what's a file management tasks in File Server Resource Manager, it automates administrative tasks on files stored on a server. It allows administrators to create file management tasks that perform actions such as moving files, expiring old files, or applying classification rules based on conditions like file age, location, or classification. This helps maintain an organized file system and ensure that storage policies are constantly enforced. So, let's begin with configuring the classification management. So here inside of the classification management, we have two options, classification properties and classification rules. And so it's very important to create first a classification properties in order to apply a rule on that classification property. So let's create a classification property by selecting classification properties and create a local property. So for the purpose of this example, I will say I will name my classification property as rows ID, and for the description, I want to extract the files which have roses names, and property type. I will select yes and no. So here the classification property is created, and let's apply a classification rule on this classification properties. So I'll select classification rule, and here on the right side, classification rule. So I will name this rule as well as rows ID, and it's already been enabled and it should be enabled. And for the description, same description. I want to extract the names of rows from the files. And for the purpose of this example, I'll choose user file and I'll add my folder. And for the classification, here the classification method is content classifier. So I want to extract the content from the files. And I will show you the files as well, from which files I would like to uh, extract the content. And role ID, sorry, and rows ID. And here I will choose yes. And I will configure parameters as well uh, that I want to give an expression here, which is nothing but rows. And okay, and evaluation type, I will choose re-evaluate existing properties and aggregated the values. And I don't want to override existing values. So here the rule is created, and let's show you the folder what I have inside of the shared folder. So here folder I have For example, here the class, and I have some text files. Let me show you the first text. Here in this text file, there is the name of rows here. In second text file, this is rows from the finance department. Rows name is as well here mentioned. And the third file, I don't have any rows name. Here I would like to inform Ken that tomorrow the emails should be sent to the Department of Finance for further reconciliation. So, and what's my goal? Here to extract those files which have the name of rows inside them. So let's run the classification here from here. And I want my report faster, so I cannot wait. I'll choose the second option. And let's see. So here I have a report and automatic classification report here, report totals, property one. Here are 4 files which have uh, the name of rows inside those files. And the properties is 1, but the file is 4. And the owner of those files is rows. And it's nothing but a text file. And there are 4 text files. And here is the statistic for files by rows ID. So here we have in class folder, class 2 folder, uh, and class 2 in those folders we have text 2, text 1, and text 2, text 1. So let me show you that in these text files which have the name of rows. So here rows class. So in class, first class means class 1. Here is text 2 and text 1. So in text 1, I have the name of rows. In text 2, I have rows' name. In text 3, I don't have rows' name. And here, text 3 is not mentioned. And class 2, which is this, in text 1, I have name of rows. In text 2, I have definitely name of rows. But in a text tree, I don't have any rows names. So this was about the classification rules and classification properties. And let's configure file management tasks. And what's my goal here? To remove those files which have the name of rows. So I will name my task as rows ID. And I want to remove the files which have roses names into a separate folder. So I'll choose the scope. In the scope of our file is office files. In action, I want this time file expiration. And where I want to put those files, the expired files, I will choose, for example, here I will create a folder and I will name it expired files rows, then Here, I don't want any notification, and I want my report to be generated as HTML. And condition, I will add a condition. So the condition is rows ID and equal to value yes. Okay. And I can give a schedule as well, uh, which can be monthly and weekly, and I want to choose weekly in these 3 days. And run continuously on new files as well. And okay. So it has been generated. So let's run this file management task. And I want to run it faster. So here, 4 files, as I have shown you, which have the name of rows inside in the owner, and these are the file names. And let's check our expired folder. And let's check our folder, expired folder, which those files have the name of rows. If those files have been exported to, so here we have file server, and here we have the folder office files, rows, class, and here are the 2 files here and 2 files here, which have the name of rows. So it has been implemented. And let's check our main folder, which is this one, office files. If we still have these files in rows folder, so you can see that these files are not existed here, text1 and text2, but text3, which doesn't have the name of rows, these 2 files still exist in this folder. And you can generate the classification properties through the credit card number as well. If you don't want the credit card numbers inside of the files, you can generate it as well. So this brings us to the end of the file server resource manager videos. I hope you have learned something. If you have any questions or if something wasn't clear, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section and I'll be happy to help. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.